I don't know. I just don't know. Quiet, please. I'm trying to concentrate.
Okay, so what do you got?
Me?
Yeah, have you hit on anything? Let's hear it.
Ping drama. Englewort carcinoma. That's as far as I got. I like the.
Yeah, it's kind of onomatopoeic.
But do you think it's Hamlet?
Don't ask me. I'm just a chimp.
They could have given us a clue or something.
Yeah,
Or a story conference.
but that would defeat the whole purpose of the experiment.
I know. 3 monkeys typing into infinity will sooner or later produce Hamlet.
Right.
Completely by chance.
And Dr. David Rosenbaum in that booth up there, he's going to prove it.
But what is Hamlet?
I don't know.
What is Hamlet? I don't know. You know, this is really stupid.
Do you have anything better to do while we're in this cage? I mean, the way I figure it, the sooner that we can get done with this stupid thing, the sooner we can get out.
Sort of publish or perish with a twist. But what do we owe this Rosenbaum? A guy who stands outside those bars and tells people, that one's Milton, that one's Swift, and that one's Kafka. Just to get a laugh? What's a Kafka, anyway? Why am I a Kafka? Search me? What's a Kafka? All his four-eyed friends sure think it's a stitch. And how am I supposed to write Hamlet if I don't even know what it is?
Okay. The chances are a little slim.
Yeah, and this from a guy who's supposed to be smart. This from a guy at Columbia University.
Well, the way I figure it, there's a providence that oversees our pages, rough draft them as we may.
But how about you, Milton? What have you got so far?
Oh, let's see. Of man's first disobedience, and the fruit of that forbidden tree, whose mortal taste brought death into the...
Hey, that's good. It's got rhythm. It really sings. But is it Shakespeare? Who cares? He's got a real voice there. Does Dr. Rosenbaum care about voice? Does he care about anybody's individual creativity?
Well, let's look at this from Rosenbaum's point of view for a moment.
No. He brings us in here to produce copy, but then all he wants is a clean draft of somebody else's stuff. We're getting peanuts here to be somebody's hat.
Writing's a mug's game anyway, Swifty.
Well, the hat made me mad.
Okay, well, why don't you just buckle down and get it all over with? Set yourself up with a schedule. You come in the morning and you type for a couple of hours, while you're still fresh. Then take a break, let the juices flow. And then come back in the afternoon for a couple more hours of typing, and then retire with a shot of papaya and some masturbation. What's the big deal?
If this Rosenbaum were worth anything, we'd be working on word processors, not these antiques. He's lucky he could find 3 who type this good, and then he treats us like those misfits at the Bronx Zoo. I mean, a tire swing? What does he take us for?
I like the tire swing. I think it's a nice touch.
I cannot work under these conditions. No wonder I'm producing garbage. How does the rest of yours go, Milton?
Oh, what, this?
Yeah, read us some more.
Okay, blah, blah, blah. Oh, whose mortal taste brought death into the blamagam. Bed sucks, not worse, Tinkerbell. What do you think?
Flanagan is good. Well, I don't
You always make it this is just going to be a stretch for me on this.
I'm just not sure it has the same expressive intensity and pungent lyricism as the first one.
Well, it is a rough draft. It needs rewriting. What doesn't? What's on?
This bit. Are they watching?
What?
Are they watching? I don't know. I can't see. I've got my paws over my eyes.
What?
What is the point of this? Why do they videotape our bowel movements?
What?
Lights off.
So what you got, Franz?
Let's see. Ka ka ka. Ka 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 ka. Ka 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 ka. Ka ka ka. Ka 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 ka. What is that? Postmodernism? 20 lines of that. At least it'll screw up his data. 20 lines of that, and I went dry. I got blocked. I felt like I was repeating myself.
But do you think that that's in Hamlet?
I don't even know what I'm doing here in the first place. I'm not a writer, I'm a monkey. I should be swinging from trees and digging up ants, not sitting under fluorescent lights 10 hours a day.
It sure is a long way home from the sweet gardens of Africa, where lawns and level downs and flocks grazing the tender herb were sweetly interposed.
Paradise, wasn't it?
Lost. See, I'm dealing with this in this new piece here, and it still hits a little close to the bone.
Just because they can keep us locked up here, they think they're more powerful than we are.
Well, they are more powerful than we are.
Just because they control the means of production, they think they can suppress the workers.
Things are what they are. What are you going to do?
Hey, how come you're always so ready to justify the ways of Rosenbaum to the apes?
Do you have a key to that door?
No.
And do you have an independent food source?
No.
So call me a collaborator. I happen to be a professional. If Rosenbaum wants Hamlet, I'll give it a shot. Just don't forget, we're not astrophysicists. We're not brain surgeons. We're chimps. And for apes in captivity, this is not a bad gig.
What's really frightening is that if we hang around this cage long enough, we're going to evolve into Rosenbaum. Evolve into Rosenbaum. Brush up on your Darwin, baby. We're more than kin and less than kind.
Anybody got a smoke?
I'm all out. Don't look at me. I'm not going to satisfy those voyeurs with the old smoking chimp act. No, thank you.
Don't be a sap, Swifty. You gotta use them. Use the system.
What do you mean?
Watch me while I get my anti-disposition on. Cool was too, my babe.
They should have thrown in a Cupid doll for that.
Got results, didn't you?
Sure. You do your bonzo routine and get a gouloise out of it. Last week, I totaled a typewriter and got a whole carton of Marlboros.
The problem is, you didn't smoke them. You took a crap on them.
It was a political statement.
Well, you made your statement. I got my smokes. All's well that ends well, I always say.
page, we read a typewriter, and a cigarette appears. At least it's a sign that somebody out there is paying attention.
Our resident philosopher.
But what'll happen if one of us does write Hamlet? Here we are, set down to prove the inadvertent virtues of randomness, and to produce something that we wouldn't recognize even if it passed right through our hands. But what if one of us actually does it?
Will we really be relieved?
Will we be given a key to the city and a ticker-tape parade? Or will they move us on to Ulysses? Why did they pick Hamlet in the first place? What's Hamlet to them or they to Hamlet that we should care? Boy, there's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and swords of time? The oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs that despise and love, the Lord's delay. But have a banana. I wish I could get Rosenbaum in here and see how he does at producing Hamlet. That's it!
What?
That's it! Forget all this random Hamlet crap. What about revenge? Revenge on Rosenbaum. Who else? Hasn't he bereft us of our homes and our families? Stepped in between us and our expectations? How would we even do it? Easy. We lure him in here to look at our typewriters. Test them out like something is wrong. But we poison the typewriter keys!
Oh, Jesus.
Some juice of cursed heaven spread liberally over the keyboard. Let it work like a charm.
Great.
If that doesn't work, we invent him the tire swing and invite him for a ride. Plus, I challenge him to a duel!
Brilliant.
Can't you just see it? During the course of combat, I casually graze my rapier over the poisoned typewriter keys and a hit! A palpable hit! For a reserve, we'll lay aside a cup with some venomous distilment. We'll put the pellet with the poison and the vessel with the pestle.
Oh, listen, I gotta get back to work. The man's gonna want his pages.
It's not a bad idea. What's the matter with you guys? I'm onto something here. I think it's hopeless, Swifty. But this is the goods.
Where was I? Bed stocks, Knockwurst, Tinkerbell.
The readiness is all, I guess.
Yeah, and let us know when that K button gives out, honey.
Okay. You two, sirs, go back to work. I'll do all the thinking around here. Swifty,